And then since we are going to move on to lips when we're done with this, there's so many people who are worried about filler migration. And I kind of said, like, and you touched on it, where it's like, that's where you put your trust in your injector.
Yeah.
I think I said this morning when I was on a live that if the person that's doing your lips also is doing your lashes, then like you probably want to pull back and rethink some things. But what are your thoughts there? Or what would you say to people who are apprehensive about fillers because of migration?
Fabulous question. Even the best injector, no matter who you are, at some point you want to dissolve your patient's lips and kind of start over. And listen, that is just the way it goes, because filler migration happens one way or another. Probably every fourth time I do somebody's lips, I'll dissolve them all and start from scratch. That's how you keep them crispy and fresh. Otherwise, filler really doesn't dissolve as quickly as people think it does. It's really not 6 months or 9 months. It takes a little bit longer. And now the technique is really important. So there was a big push on this Russian lip technique, which is great. There's a place for it. Do I ever do Russian lip technique? Yes, I do. But it really depends on the lip, and it depends on the person. So for the Russian lip technique, there is more risk for migration. For linear thread technique, there's less risk of migration. But remember, migration can happen above the lip and also inside the lip. So a really thorough assessment, as well as correct placement, correct product choice, those are the most important aspects. But at some point your lips are going to migrate. I've been getting my lips done for maybe 6-7 years now. I've dissolved mine twice because I just felt like I really like when my borders are nice and crispy, and I felt like they weren't. So sometimes you can even do a little dissolving without dissolving the whole lip. You can go with the cannula and just dissolve above. So for some of my patients who come in, they've been seen by other practices and they're just coming to me and they have lip filler migration, I'll go above and try my best to not have to dissolve the whole lip, especially if they look good. If they don't look good, we gotta get rid of it. But I'll go above and just dissolve where that migration happened, and that's okay. Then we can handle it that way. Sometimes even with my existing patients, instead of us doing a lip, instead of dissolving the whole lip, I'll just go above or below and just dissolve anywhere that looks like there's a little bit of migration. The truth is, migration really isn't the end of the world, and it doesn't mean you have a horrible injector. A lot of times it's all about your lips, and sometimes some people are more prone to migration than others. The bottom line is, the take home is that you need to be able to have a really trusting and safe relationship with your injector, who can say to you, hey, this isn't working, we've got to rethink this. Or that will say to you, hey, I don't like the way that turned out. I want to dissolve it and do it again. When I first started out, I redid one of my patients' lips 3 times because I didn't like the way they were coming out and I didn't know what the hell was going wrong. I was really annoyed and frustrated by it. To this day, she still sees me. I can't even imagine why, but it's because there's no ego to me. I want to get it right. I paid for all of I didn't ask her to pay for any of the repeat lips, but I did that because I really stand by that my patients are a reflection of me. When she looks fabulous, I feel fabulous, okay? Literally, when I see her out there living her life, feeling amazing, and really you can see that joy in her eyes, I have done my job. I feel good about it. I love seeing empowered women act empowered. I just love it. I love a kick-ass chick. One of the hardest things for me to do is remind somebody of their beauty and of their sexiness, and to not be apologetic for that. This is you're a human being, you're a woman, you're not just a mom, or you're not just whatever your profession is. You're a woman, and step into that. And that might be part of my French culture, but I think that sexiness is just one of the most beautiful things that you can give to somebody, especially, who's open to that, and then they reconnect with themselves. It's really amazing.